All right, guys, welcome back. So part 2 of our little mini series on the G410 range by Ping. We literally just finished our hybrid fit, and it was everything I think we thought or hoped it would be. Maybe not thought it'd be, hoped it would be.
Yes.
Performance-wise, the adjustable sleeve, everything that we had.
It was great.
Probably talked up to being. We saw those changes. We absolutely saw the performance in abundance, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a club that I was happy to hear that you had done well with the G400 last year.
Yeah.
I had tried it and just never had any luck with it, but they've got something now that I think will fit up a ton of different players, which is great. So more curiosity, I think, is coming towards now the Fairway wood.
And this is the one that I'm interested
really interested in.
Really interested in. You know, we keep everything on a very positive and look at the bright side of everything on the channel for the most part. This was an ugly duckling last year.
This wasn't great.
Was not great.
And especially compared to the rest of Ping's lineup, which is so good, they really had, I guess, a weak kind of link in the chain with their 3-wood.
Of all the clubs they had, a great driver, a great fairway wood, the iron's done well.
Yep.
This was the red-headed stepchild of the family.
It was, yeah.
It was. There's no way to look at it. And, you know, we spoke to the guys at Ping, you know, about it. We asked them. I specifically actually contacted a rep at one point, and I thought it might have been, are we utilising it wrong?
Yeah, wrong.
Are we not giving it to the right people? Are you seeing good results and we're not? Because I couldn't get anything going with it in a fit.
Right.
There was some times when the very shallow face was good for people who were very, very hot with their fairway wood flight. So some of the modern fairwoods that get a little low spin and the ball speed gets too high, it was actually quite good for reducing a bit that ball speed, increasing a bit that spin.
Which is pretty rarely what you're looking for,
anyone,
right? Yeah, most people don't want that.
Can conform to that. Yep. So I was really interested to hear what G410 was like. So when we got it in to see the first samples of it, I was excited.
And especially with the fact that they're going to have, and they do have, an LST version this time.
Which is the one we're going to test.
We're going to test that today because it's most suitable for me.
Definitely.
But more ball speed, hopefully, and less spin would make this, again, a contender with the rest of the product line. I'm sure that's what they sat in the engineering room and said, we need to make those two things happen.
Yeah.
So if it's anything like the hybrid, which was very, very fast, and the spin was great, I think they're going to have a great product.
We're going to be on to a winner, really complete, which is shaping up already. I mean, we haven't done the driver testing yet, but we have done, we've done some initial testing with it, and we know it's
definitely going to be quick.
This could complete a really, really big year for Ping.
For sure. We are definitely going to use the flat setting at one point, same as we did with the hybrid.
Definitely.
Last year's model was adjustable, but again, they've added that kind of 3 new options to that, which I think it's going to be quite good for a lot of people.
I think so as well. So we're keeping the loft the same. You know, as you said, there wasn't an LST version last year. That is this year. Shape-wise, this is going to be much more like what you would gravitate towards anyway. So I think that will play a role
for sure.
here.
So let's start with last year's just to get some baselines.
Get some baseline numbers.
See what we're comparing it to.
And you know, I hope people don't think we're being sort of overly harsh on the 3-wood last year, but we did test it last year and we talked about it a lot. Yeah. This test will be very interesting, Matty, to show people what we're talking about.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important to say it's all relative, right? Like, is this a terrible product? No, but there were so many 3-woods on the market that you got better results from in your fits, and that's what it comes down to. If it's not performing for people, then something needed to be addressed.
So we are doing our best again to standardize the testing. We've got a Tensei orange in there, so we're matching it up from fairway wood to fairway wood. Now, again, we don't stock the regular version. We have the Pro version. The difference being the MR70 and the tips.
It's a bit stiffer.
Yeah, it's a lot stiffer.
So we're doing our best, but the Tensei orange that we will hit in the 410, is that a standard offering that people can get in that
That's the standard offering. Same again, higher balance point, all that sort of stuff. It's the same idea with the bend profile. We're just accessing the premium materials in the Pro version. So we're giving this last year's one a chance by having the premium version.
It's getting a little better shaft, okay. Or better for me, I should say. Not better, but better for me.
All right, let's take a little look.
Not bad.
A little low?
Probably, yeah.
That sounded like the centre of this one.
I think so.
I mean, it's remarkable. It's just,
Really floaty, isn't it?
It's in reverse gear.
Yeah.
It literally is in full reverse. Coming into port.
Yeah, that's
full reverse. So ball speed was better in that one.
Yep.
Launch was low, spin was high. Not a bad strike at all.
I'm also curious how the new one will feel and sound.
Yeah.
I think the sound of this isn't
It's never
great.
inspired anyone, really, has it?
No, and it feels a little kind of, I don't know what you'd categorize the feel as. It's very different though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost hard to extract the best out of this one. I don't know if I just don't think it's there, to be honest. It's kind of one of those in a fit with someone that you probably pull it out their hands after seeing a bunch of those. Let's take a look at this. The hopes are higher here. Well, initially a very different sound to it, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Yeah, struck that well.
There's an extra 25 yards straight out of the gate.
Hit that really good.
Sounds great.
Really does. They've
I had a
definitely
fraction
made it.
more spin, but
That I just kept the face more square, I think.
you're flying that out there 280. It's exactly what you would want it to do. Look at the difference in ball speed.
That's wild.
So hopefully we can sort of, validate some of the things that we were kind of mentioning early in the video that just it happens. Some product lines are phenomenal and some are not.
Just
and
not quite there.
This is them back in the Fairway Wood game. Like I mentioned to you at the weekend, I got my hands on the straight flight one. I had a customer came in.
You mentioned, yeah.
We was really struggling with a kind of low ball flight. He brought in a TaylorMade 200 series steel-headed fairway wood with a steel shaft and just kind of hit it really low and flat. He was really struggling. Had some good speed, but couldn't hit it more than 180 in there.
Yep.
I gave him the 16-degree straight flight technology, the SFT, and he went and he was carrying at about 215, 220.
Wow.
It was massively different. So straight away, I knew that this new line was going to be much improved.
Yep.
Let's hit a few more.
Really, really sounds and feels like a hell of a lot
Sounds
better.
good, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I think is this titanium or it's steel?
No, it's still the same miraging steel face, the really high strength
It's
steel
got like a
face.
super jumpy face, which I think a lot of people will love that.
Yeah.
Feels very hot. I like that a lot.
There's going to be a lot of eyebrow raising going on here.
There's nothing bad to say about that, is there?
Impressive.
It definitely keeps the spin down. That was like a driver.
Look at that. So the launch goes up, the spin goes down. Everything about the engineering, optimization of the golf club has improved. So the speed is up, the launch is up, the spin is down. Sure, that's not the ideal spin rate from a 3-wood off the ground.
But you can fit that if you want.
We start to work with that and get it where we want it.
Yep.
But there's going to be some people out here again who look at that and go, I can take that 14.5, access the flat low loft setting and kill that spinner. That hook that you've got in the bag.
Reduce the shot. So what would you do? Say I'm obviously happy with how this is going so far.
I mean,
what's next? What's
naturally, you would go probably flat with more loft.
Okay.
Would be the natural
I'm curious to
thing
see how
to
that
try.
works. And that's fairly unique, being able to, again, I know Titleist definitely can do it because I do it on my my Fairway wood that I have. But just having 8 different settings is pretty awesome for you as a fitter to be able to make those adjustments. So we're going to go to 15.5.
15.5.
With a flatter lie.
Yeah.
That's great. This will make it almost exactly the same as my 3-wood, because my 3-wood plays 15.75 and it's flat. But it's not 1 degree flat. I think it would be 3/4 degree flat.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So really all we're looking for here, Matt, is kick that spin up a few hundred RPMs.
So this doesn't change the face angle, or it does?
Well, it's still flat, but it's just the orientation of the way they've rotated the head.
Okay.
So it's flat, but has a little bit more loft presented.
Gotcha. Yeah, it definitely looks flatter for sure.
And can you see a bit more of the face?
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely can.
Yeah, I see a bit more loft.
you know, another thing to probably mention, this is another thing with regards to shafts not really being the primary influencer of launch and spin.
No kidding, yeah.
Right, so we've taken a whatever, you know, $450 shaft. We've taken a, you know, $180, $200 shaft free in this club.
This is free in this club, yeah.
Right, but you know, we've taken a less premium shaft, and you're getting significantly better results.
Yeah.
That's not to devalue the shaft.
Not at all.
But this whole notion of premium shaft, cheaper shaft, aftermarket shaft, a shaft's a shaft.
It's just whether it fits you or not.
It's whether it fits you or not. It's just more options. We
Yeah.
have 110 driver shafts. There was more options. Our ability to fit a player into the right one is significantly higher because we have more options and
Yeah.
we know how to utilize them.
For sure.
That's the key.
That's what you're paying for when you go for a fitting and pay a full upcharge. Is
Definitely.
if something on the wall fits you better
Yeah.
than the stock offering.
That's
But
it.
the stock offering might actually be best.
Yes.
In this case, so far it seems to be, doesn't it?
So far, so good.
Okay.
Bit more spin to that for sure. Had a lot more
Yeah.
climb to it. That was probably sitting somewhere in the mid threes.
I'll tell you what, I felt like
Oh no, it wasn't too high at all. 26.
so a bit of a toe strike, but I expected to see that dive right on me, and it started left, kept it on line. I like that.
Yeah, so we're not going to see the spin rate go as high as 3 because the G400 was at 3,400,
Right.
and we know that's quite high spinning. So if we see this about 27, 2,800 would be nice.
I like that a lot. I really like that. Ooh.
Now the key the question is always with these things: could you play it?
At the moment, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
100%.
hesitation.
No, I really like the little bit of extra loft you put. I love
Yeah.
that it's a little bit flat, and it now sounds and feels like something that you would enjoy playing with.
So look at that now. So we've kind of kept the loft about the same. Ball speed has not went anywhere. We've kicked the spin rate up.
Yeah.
It has a slightly more of a draw to the flight, but not as much as the G400. I mean, that is it's probably about as ideal of a test as you could look to,
Yeah,
or result as you would look to get.
I think the fact that the last couple have drawn a bit, the flat lie is definitely helping the start line. I think
Yeah.
I've just myself closed the face a bit more than I normally would.
Yeah, I think I would still probably have you on 14.5. I probably wouldn't kick the loft up too
Yeah.
much, but I'd probably just go flat. You want to hit?
Sure,
a
let's.
couple
Why
on
don't we
that?
just I don't want to give people the impression that it's now a draw biased 3-wood, which it definitely isn't.
Okay, so we've got this one back to neutral on the loft. We're sitting at a little bit flat. Little thin.
Just a little bit. Man, it really it's just rocketing off the club though, isn't it?
It's really fast.
Like I've never had a ball speed anywhere near that fast on my 3-wood.
Never
Ever.
Not
Not even
it.
close.
Never seen it.
I wouldn't blame the draws are just me. I'm just getting the face a little shut.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try to neutralize the swing a little bit. There we go.
Ridiculous. And that's just a ridiculous ball flight.
Like this thing is just a joke. Like
Well-
169, I'm honest to God, I've never sniffed anything over 165 ball speed with mine. And I've had similar swing speeds. So the flat lie, I think I'm striking it better. I've got more confidence in it because I like to see it a bit flat.
Look at that.
Yeah, right where you want to hit it, exactly. Swing speeds are still about the same, but I seem to be getting more efficiency out of it because it's more dialed in. And then the fact that we've gotten a little bit more spin now, I think it being a bit flatter is keeping the face more square and delivering a hair more loft. Does that make sense?
Yeah, certainly on the last one.
Yeah.
You know, on that last one was exceptional.
That's about as good as a 3-wood shot as I can hit. It's a little low spin, but still, that's what they designed it to do. If you want a low spin 3-wood, it's what they've asked for.
That's it. And we would probably say those. Where was the first couple you hit with it? 110,
Yeah.
103 off the deck.
Is that okay?
It's perfect.
103
Well, because you're going to, you know, we're talking a little bit about that with Johnny last week in his fit.
Right.
We're looking for sort of dual performance, and it has to be a unique club in that sense. We're looking for performance off the tee and off the deck, and you know, with this for you, you would definitely have that. Again, we're not fitting this, guys.
No, this is literally a stock
thing. This is us tweaking a couple of settings. This is far from a fit to try to influence the delivery or the loft dynamically or the face, whatever we do in these fits. But this is the best 3-wood I've ever seen you hit.
For sure. Absolutely the best ball speed.
Yeah, easily. It's not even close.
By far. And they've put the spin in a window that I think people that are shopping for this 3-wood, that's what they're looking for. Right. They want a little less spin. Again, like people, I know they'll look and say, oh, your last one was 2,400. I'm not someone that spins it a lot. But that being said, when I neutralized my swing a bit more, I think the flight was perfect. It was only when I was drawing it. I mean, that is so much faster than mine, and I love my 3-wood. Like, I love my 3-wood, but it just doesn't go that fast.
And yours is playing 15.75, like you said. So there is a degree and a quarter or so loft difference. So you know, we would expect it, but I just head to head, that's a faster head.
It's definitely a faster head.
That's a faster.
It's amazing that they've gone from something that was dragging in the industry for sure, their 3-wood, to now something that I would be shocked to see much else be as good as this. And we'll be testing everything. I'll be curious to see how everything else keeps up.
It'll be fascinating. And one we're going to test actually later today, which to me has been the leader in the clubhouse for me so far this year, has been Epic Flash.
Oh, you got the fairways in?
Got the fairways in.
I haven't tried that yet.
We have not, but we're going to today. So
there they are.
This will be.
So you've done some fits with that already?
I've done lots of fits with it. So there's sort of Sub-Zero and the regular version. So we can have a little tinker with those today. I mean, the Sub-Zero up against that.
True.
That's a video.
That's the comparable model, right?
It is.
The lower spin model of both.
Correct.
For a low spin technology head to be that easy to hit off the deck. Like, this thing is sweet. Off a tee, I could use that as a driver, for God's sake. Like, it's as fast as a driver would be for a lot of people.
A lot of people are going to be looking at this and heading out to the demo sort of season, really excited, or heading out to fits. And that's the purpose of this. It's giving you guys some information that when you go out there, you're informed. You can go out there and you know what your symptoms are, and we're starting to formulate some ideas for you to go out there and try some stuff. You can really shortcut that process of going through all the different vendors. You go, okay, here's my list. I'm heading to the demo day to try this, and this.
Because you know that it suits the ball flight you're trying to achieve. Last question. Yeah. This is obviously really good on ball speed and low spin. For the guy that slices it a bit, you can set this closed
you can
for that
close
player.
This can play 16 degrees if you want.
So that would be quite a good head for someone that's hitting spinny fades and they want to correct it and get a little more distance.
Yeah.
That maybe doesn't need the SFT for the elevation, but they need the low spin.
Well, the SFT, we had it kicking around, but it's a very different head shape, isn't it?
It's very big and draw biased.
It kind of it gets a little bit kind of bulging in the heel, because that's where a lot of the mass is to create the rotation. It's a very
different animal, obviously, but
it is
cool. No, I'm very encouraged by this. I think Ping has done about as good a job as anyone could do in addressing
top marks.
Addressing last year's being a bit weak, this is certainly going to be a front runner.
It's the one to beat for us right now.
It's pretty exciting.
That's for sure.
Awesome stuff.
Guys, I hope this has kind of got you guys going as much as you can clearly see. It has got us excited about it. This is really cool. Let us know if you've been out. I know G410 has been one of the later releases, and if you have tried it, let us know. Let us know what your experiences are like with it.
Please.
Let us know if G400 was great for you. That's something I want you to get in at the end of this.
If the Fairway wood was good for you.
Yeah, let us know if you had the opposite experience, and we know that's going to be the case. Let us know if G400 was a great one for you. And again, providing more information to the community is important. So if there was someone out there, you go, it worked for me because I was that low spin guy, and I was the guy who really struggled to flight it, and it really helped with that.
That's great.
That's good information for everyone.
It's very good information, because then you may look at last year's model and say, you know what, I'm going to get fit for this before it goes out of rotation, and it'll be a good fit for me.
Cool. Excellent. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you again soon.